Today marks the fifth day of public hearings in the House impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump, allowing the American people to hear directly from the current and former administration officials. Joining me now to offer his analysis is Christopher Bedford, editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller. He's also the author of The Art of the Donald. Chris, welcome back to the broadcast. We've had 5 days of testimony. Do you think we have any clear picture of what's going on?
5 grueling days of testimony, and it's been a little bit of a tough shot for Republicans here because it's really opened up how this sausage is made, how foreign policy is made, and how maybe these people say it should not have been made. And there are a lot of back dealings, there's a lot of different people just jockeying for where they can be in charge. What the American people haven't seen, the few who may have suffered through this like we did, is that there is nothing here criminal, nothing here remotely criminal. What it seems to be the overwhelming theme is there are a bunch of State Department bureaucrats, usually ones who were on the side of President Barack Obama, very much so, who don't like that President Trump got in their sandbox, or don't like that he let Rudy Giuliani play with their toys. And they want their policy, and they want to protect it, and they want to protect their fiefdom. And anyone who gets in their way, they want to take down. And the Democrats see their chance, but I think it's a really tough sell as far as impeachment goes.
So noting that, what do you think will be the impact on President Trump? If not an impeachment, then what could come out of this?
Well, we know for sure, and this is why this whole thing is so hard to watch, we know for sure he's going to be impeached by the House of Representatives because they are Democrat-controlled. We've known that for months. And we know for sure that the Senate is going to let him off, unless something that we have no idea about comes out, which is very unlikely at this point. So this is going to tie up the president, however. It's going to continue to tie up the president. The Democrats have successfully hobbled his administration from anything except for executive action. The House of Representatives is unable to do anything, and the Senate is largely hobbled outside of judgeships. So they are slowing down the administration, and their next step is going to be to vote to impeach him very likely around the same time there's a spending deal right before the Christmas holidays. So Americans are going to get impeachment for Christmas, and they're going to try and, it seems to me, they're going to try and goad President Trump into refusing to sign a spending deal so they can have a PR win on the backs of federal employees who lose their jobs for Christmas.
Interesting. We've interviewed a number of members of Congress this week who said their constituents are not really interested in the proceedings. Like you say, not everybody's watching it like we have. Do you think this is moving the needle at all with Americans, all this impeachment inquiry, the political rhetoric?
It's exhausting, mind-numbing television. It's extremely difficult to watch. Maybe the recaps afterwards are somewhat decent. You can read it all in an article. And all the polls that have come out so far have actually shown that people are moving a little bit less favorable to impeachment. Now, I think the polls that said that Americans were favorable to impeachment in the first place did not pass muster. They were the kind that said Hillary Clinton was 95% sure to win. They just weren't quite true, and polls have been difficult to trust. But so far, this has only muddied waters. It's only made things murkier, and it's just going to be a PR battle where the die is already cast.
I want to switch gears a little bit here and get your take on last night's Democratic debate on the issue of life, because Senator Elizabeth Warren stated again her pro-abortion stance. We also heard that from Bernie Sanders. But Elizabeth Warren didn't go as far as to say the Democrats should exclude pro-lifers from the party. Still, obviously, this whole thing can be confusing for some. What message do you think the party is sending overall?
The party sent years ago with Tom Perez and everyone else at the DNC saying there is no room for people who are pro-life at the Democratic Party. You can hold your own private views maybe, but you better keep them to yourself. Elizabeth Warren seemed last night to try and dial that back, to your point, but it's already done. So if you want to support a Democrat, essentially, or vote for the Democratic Party in the national stage, you can be sure that that is going to be the party that is pro-abortion and will do everything they can to increase access to it, and not just make it safe and rare, but now to embrace it as something that shouldn't even be stigmatized, something that's not a wrong at all. I don't see a real future in the current Democratic Party for Catholics, even though last night was a glimmer.
Well, I know a lot of Catholics are praying for change in that regard, so we'll continue to follow the situation. Yeah. Christopher Bedford, editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.